Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, it's time for another payday prep. This is going to be kind of a boring one because it has to do mostly with fuel, all right? However, I want to talk to you guys about this different kind of fuel that I have here and why I decided to do a payday prep this week on fuel, okay? I did get a couple of pretty good deals at the store today. So let's go ahead and start with that, and then we'll finish it off with some fuel, all right? So today I actually went to the store and they had these, and these are not for long-term storage, okay? They had some some regular flour tortillas, and I've told you before that I really don't like to make my own flour tortillas because it is so time-consuming. It really is. They are a lot better if you make them yourself. But I only make my own on like really special occasions because it just takes such a long time to make those. It's not like making the corn tortillas. Those, I can make a dozen of those in probably about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, all right, from scratch. Very easy. These guys right here take a lot longer to make. And I've found that the ones that I buy at the store, they're not very complicated, meaning that they don't have a lot of crazy ingredients in them, all right? And they're pretty good, all right? They're nice and soft. They're pretty good. So whenever I see them on sale, I like to get a good amount of them because they freeze really well. They actually freeze really well in the containers that they come in. And when you go to use them, take them out of the freezer one pack at a time. All you do is just let them thaw out. And then you can use them by putting them in the microwave for a few minutes or by putting them over the stove burner for a few seconds on each side. And they come out really well. And these guys right here, obviously, these aren't for long-term storage either. But it was such a good deal that I thought I'd get some of these. These are like little kits. They come with 6 taco shells. They come with 6 corn shells and then 6 soft shells, and they also come with a taco seasoning for your meat, and they come with some salsa in them as well. And these right here, I just thought I'd try these. These are the ones that taste like nachos, cheese, the shells. Comes with telling them. But let me tell you about these. So I went into the store today just to pick up some onions because we needed some onions at home. I wanted some fresh onions to make something that I'm making. Actually, it's something that I'm going to put a video up on, but you'll see that on the next video. And usually when I go into the commissary, if they have anything on sale, it's like right there at the entrance. And they had a whole bunch of these. But the only reason I got 2 of those and I got 6 of these is because these right here were $1.50 a piece, okay? So these were $1.50 each, but they came with a $1 coupon if you bought 2. So I got these 2 kits right here for $1 a piece. I paid $2 for both of these kits, all right? So $1 each. These were even better. These tortillas, these soft tortillas, these were 99 cents a piece. But if you use one of their coupons, it was $1 for off of 2 packs. So I ended up paying 50 cents per pack, or actually 49 cents for each one of these packs of tortillas, which is a great deal. I would have bought more, but they only had like 4 or 5 coupons left. And I asked the lady, she's like, these are all the coupons we have left. And I was like, can I have them? And she's like, yeah, take them all if you want. I'm like, all right, great. So these are still a pretty good deal for 99 cents. It's only a pack of 8, but it's not a bad deal for 99 cents. But for 49 cents, even better. And a pack of 8 is perfect for my family because it's 4 of us, and 2 of these each is a perfect meal, right? So this ended up being a really, really good prep because it was, I ended up paying $4.50. Actually $4.44 if you want to look at it that way for all of these right here. So great deal for this payday prep. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to prep tortillas, flour tortillas or corn tortillas for long term, it's very easy. To prep flour tortillas, all you need is all-purpose flour, lard, a little bit of salt. All right, that's all you need to prep flour tortillas. all right, for long term. All right, it's very easy to make your own. Maybe I'll do a video later on how I make my flour tortillas. It's very easy, but truthfully, you can find 1,000 videos on YouTube where you can learn how to make flour tortillas. All right, my favorite tortillas are corn tortillas, and I rather make my own because they taste so much better than the store-bought corn tortillas. All right, but these, for what I paid for these, you know, to have the whole, you know, kit. If one day I don't feel like cooking, or my wife doesn't feel like cooking, and we just feel like having some junk food, all we have to do is brown up some meat and, you know, chop up some tomatoes, get a little bit of cheese, lettuce, we're good to go. And of course, some homemade sour cream. All right, so this is what I got for my payday prep as far as food goes. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that a payday prep doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're prepping for long term. Okay, it can be something that you normally use that's not a long-term storage, but that you save enough money in getting that you can use the money that you save to prep for something else. Okay, so like, think about it. Right here, each one of these bags is a meal for my entire family. Of course, we still need the meat and all that kind of stuff, but one of these bags represents a meal. So I know that I'm going to have enough tortillas here for 6 meals for my family, and then there's 7, 8 meals for my family where all I have to do is just get some ground beef and then some tomatoes and lettuce and cheese, and we're good to go. All right, so when you save money on things that you normally eat anyways, that's not a long-term storage food, you can use that money that you save to prep for your long term. Okay, so it's not all about, you know, trying to find deals for things that are going to last 10, 20 years, right? Okay, now let's talk a little bit about this fuel. If you guys don't know what this fuel is, I call this clean gasoline. Let me back up a little, maybe you guys can see it a little better. This is the Coleman fuel that you use on Coleman lanterns or the Coleman stoves. You know those little Coleman stoves that either use gasoline or you can use this fuel? What this fuel is right here is like really super clean gasoline. All right, that's what it is. You can actually put this into a engine or into a gas tank that runs on combustion, your lawnmower. You can mix this with oil and run it on your chainsaw, stuff like that. But you really don't want to, because this is really expensive on a regular basis. You know, if you were going to use it for everyday use, this is normally, these cans run like $15 a gallon. Each one of these tin cans is a gallon. All right, normally they're about $15 up here. Okay, now I do have Coleman lanterns, and I do have I have like 3 or 4 of these Coleman stoves that I restored years ago. I bought them from Craigslist, and they were all old and raggedy, and I took them apart and I restored them. Maybe one of these days I'll take one out of my storage and show you guys how they look, because they actually came out really nice. But these little stoves right here, they'll last you forever as long as you maintain them. All right, and the reason this fuel right here is really good to use on these stoves is because it's really, really clean fuel, and it allows the orifice on the burners to not get gunked up. All right, so that's why this fuel is recommended. Normally, whenever I use my lantern, not my lantern, I always use this fuel on my lantern if I'm going to use it. But whenever I use these Coleman stoves, I'll run like 2 tanks of regular gasoline through them and use them. You know, it'll take gasoline, right? Regular gasoline. I'll run a couple of these small tanks. You see that little tank right there that looks like on the outside right there? That's what it looks like on the stove. Well, in there, that's the little tank reservoir where you hold the fuel. So I'll usually run through 2 of these tanks of regular gasoline, and then I'll run 1 tank of this clean fuel so that it can clean up any gunk that might have been built up from the regular gasoline that I use. All right, so these, I was getting the tires changed on my truck, and while they were changing the tires on my truck from winter to summer tires, I went around and walked on Walmart, and they had like 6 of these for $8 a piece, which is almost 50% off. Because like I said, I've bought some of these before and I've used them, and they're like $14-15 up here. And when I seen that they were only $8 a piece, I was like, man, I was going to get them all. But I was like, you know what? I think 3 is enough, because these last me a long time. Because like I said, I only go through 1 tank every 3 times I fill up the tank. I only go through 1 of those. And one of these little tank fill-ups will allow you to cook for a really long time. I've probably only used about half of one of these gallons that I've bought in the past, and the whole time that I've used these little stoves, and I usually use them a pretty good amount during the summer. I used them a lot during the time that I was actually building my house, when I was out here and there was really nothing out here to cook. I made a small outside kitchen, with a little sink and a little countertop and everything, and we would bring food in a cooler, and then we would cook on that small outside kitchen with one of those stoves, for our meals while we were here. That way we didn't have to get junk food or leave the property to go buy something to eat. All right, so this was a great find, $8 a piece. Looking back, I'm like, man, I should have probably gotten all of them. But these 3 will last me for years. Another good thing about this fuel, ladies and gentlemen, is that this fuel is like kerosene. This fuel won't go bad. As long as you keep this fuel sealed, it'll pretty much last forever. All right, as long as you keep it sealed. So that's another part of my payday prep. And also, being that it's spring now, or supposedly spring, because our weather forecast is showing that we're supposed to be getting rain and snow tonight and tomorrow. So I already saw some trucks on my way home brining the streets. And what I mean by brining the streets is, whenever there's a forecast of snow here, like around this time of the year or early in the winter season, before it really starts snowing heavy, the trucks put a brine solution on the streets before it snows. That way, when it snows, if it's not going to be a really heavy snow or an icy rain, the streets will stay clear of ice because of that brine solution. So I saw trucks out on my way home today putting brine on the streets, which is not a great indication, because more than likely we will be getting some freezing rain tonight and tomorrow, and or a mixture of rain and snow. So it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now the reason I included the gasoline containers that you see in the bottom, that's regular gasoline, all right, is because this is my gas storage minus 6 other cans. All right, I have 6 other cans that I have stored in a little shed behind my house. All right, so I didn't feel like bringing all of them out because my truck, whenever I fuel it up, it only takes 20 gallons. All right, I usually fuel my tank up when it needs about 20 gallons of gas. I go put 20 gallons of gas in it. But what I did was I took these 4 cans out, I filled up my truck with it, and then I refilled them up with fresh gas. All right, the last time that I put fresh gas in these cans was before winter started. So usually about every 6 months or so, I'll go ahead and I'll switch out my gasoline to make sure that I have a fresh rotated gasoline. I try to rotate them out at least every 6 months. That way I know that my gasoline is always fresh. Now, in addition to rotating my gasoline out every 6 months, I go ahead and I put a little bit of stable in them. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. I go ahead and I put a little bit of stabilizer in them, even though I know that I'm going to rotate them out every 6 months. All right. Now, gasoline, as long as you keep the container sealed, should last you, I would say a minimum of 6 months to a year. I would argue that it would last you more than a year without any kind of a treatment in it, as long as the container is sealed. Okay. And the best time of the year, actually, to get gasoline, if you're not going to put any treatment, stabilizers in them, is during the wintertime. Because during the wintertime, the gas companies already put stabilizers in the gasoline. They treat the gasoline with additional additives that will help the gasoline be stabilized for longer. Okay, so especially now that it's going into spring and then summer, if you are going to rotate your gasoline out, and put fresh gasoline into your gas storage, you definitely want to make sure that you just put a little bit of stabilizer in there just to be on the safe side. If you're going to rotate them out every 6 months or so, it should be all right. But I'd rather be on the safe side and spend that extra 25 cents or so that it's going to cost me of stay-bill to put in these tanks than to take a chance of the gas going bad. Okay, so that's what I did. I still have 6 more of these cans that I have to rotate out, so those will probably get rotated out within the next couple of weeks when I need to fill up my truck again. Okay, and another thing that is nice to have, I don't have it out here, but if I had it out here, I'd show it to you. Oh, this is an old one. Let me show you this. This is an old one. This is one that I've got out here that I just use whenever I have junk that I have to pump. Let me go ahead and put it on here. So this is a little fuel pump right here, right? This is a mechanical fuel pump that runs on a battery. And whenever I put my gas in the truck, instead of having to deal with these terrible nozzles that they come with nowadays, I just go ahead and use this. And this is a Siphon pump, right? And it's very easy. And all of the components inside of this little pump are made out of plastic. So there's like no chance that it'll catch the gasoline on fire because of sparks or anything like that inside of this pump. This is where the pump is right here. Okay, it sucks it up through here and then it goes out the hose. This right here has the battery, but this battery right here, this compartment right here, is none of this is touching the gasoline. The gasoline goes from here, all right, through here and there, and everything in there is made out of plastic. So I like to use that because it's very easy to pump the gas into the vehicles. And I have one, this one right here I've had for a long time. I left it out here, and whenever I need to pump something that's nasty and dirty, I'll go ahead and use that. But I have one that's nice and clean that I keep somewhere else. All right, so that's not really part of the payday prep, but I just thought I'd throw that out there because if you guys ever run into one of these little pumps, I think this cost me $10. These things are awesome. They're good for fuel, and you can also use them for water. They're also food safe. All right, before I set up my reverse osmosis system, I used to go get my water from a well, all right, from a spring that they have about 5 or 6 miles from here, and we used to use that water for drinking water, okay, because we didn't want to drink the city water. So they work great for water, and I also use them for gasoline. Obviously not the same one, right? All right, so that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. This is my payday prep for this payday, and I hope that you guys think about it. And you know what? I wanted to cover something really quick. I don't really want to beat a dead horse, but this is actually something that I think is important for some of you to think about. Some of you may be saying, well, I don't have a car. Why should I prep gasoline? I don't have a generator. Why should I prep gasoline? Okay, I think, this is what I think, my opinion. Even if I didn't have anything that took gasoline, like let's say I didn't have a car, or I didn't have a generator, or I didn't have anything that took gasoline, right? I would still like to prep at least 5 or 10 gallons, all right? And this is why. What if something happens to where gasoline is not available anymore, right? And you need to go somewhere, and someone that you know has a vehicle, but they don't have any gas, right? Or let's say that someone that you know has a chainsaw and they need gasoline for their chainsaw. You can use it to barter with, all right? So just think outside the box, ladies and gentlemen, all right? So for those of you that are watching that may be thinking, well, I don't need gasoline. I don't have a car. I don't have anything that uses gasoline. Why should I prep gasoline? I think gasoline is a great prep to have, even if you don't have anything that uses gasoline, just for the fact that it would make an awesome barter item, right? And if you ever needed to go somewhere in a crisis where gas was not available, you can offer some of that gasoline to someone that you know that has a vehicle that can take you where you need to go. All right. And just keep in mind, let's say, for example, you have somewhere that you can go to that's 100 miles away. All right. Just use the rule of like 20 gallons per mile. right? If you have at least 5 gallons of fuel, of gas, that'll get somebody that you know with a vehicle 100 miles, all right? And if you want to barter with them, hey, can you take me there? And I'll give you an extra 5 gallons so you can get back, all right? Just think outside the box. I'm sure that you can come up with many other scenarios where you can use gasoline to barter or to have somebody help you get somewhere that you need to go. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I'm not going to go ahead and beat this dead horse. This is my payday prep for this week. I do hope that you get something out of it. And I'm very interested to know what ideas do you guys have that are good ideas for prepping gasoline, even if you don't have something that uses gasoline. All right, I'd be very interested to know what you guys think. All right, so having said that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in today. I hope you guys have had a good week so far. Thank God it's Friday. All right, I'm feeling much better, with the exception of that it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So it is what it is. All right. I'm going to have to go out and do a little tidying up around the yard and make sure that some things are covered up. I wasn't expecting any more snow to come our way. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for coming on the Facebook page. I think it's working out very well. I think we've already got like 55 followers on the Facebook page, which is great. And I see that you guys are really interacting a lot on there. All right. I understand that some of you guys don't do Facebook or don't have a Facebook page, and that's completely fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I had a Facebook page a really long time ago, and I closed it out years ago because I just didn't really care to do Facebook. And the only reason I started this one up was for the community, so that you guys can share with each other and converse with each other in a platform that will allow you to show your experiences with one another. And I just thought that that would really help you guys to share your experiences with each other in a better way than just the comments. All right. And from what I've seen, I think it's going to be a big hit because you guys are doing exactly just that. All right. So thank you very much for coming over. If you haven't, there's a link for my Facebook page in the description. Go on there, just request a friend, do a friend's request, and I get on it 2 or 3 times a day just to check it out. And I am go ahead and accept everyone that wants to be a friend on there, that wants to be on there. Now, if you get on there and your name is different than what your handle is on YouTube, let me know who you are on YouTube. That way I know who it is. All right, because it's pretty cool. I got a Modern Refugee. I befriended Modern Refugee, I think it was yesterday or early this morning. And he told me, hey, this is Modern Refugee. And I would have never known that it was him. All right. If it was just me looking at the name. So it's pretty cool to put a face to some of the names. That's actually the best thing that I like about it is I'm like, hey, there's Linda. There's Ma. I know what Ma looks like now. There you are, because I can barely see her on her thumbnail. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I did it again. I started going off and I caught myself, so I'm going to stop right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you very much to you, the one that sent me a coffee early this morning. You know who you are, so I'm shouting you out. Thank you very much. I truly do appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for all of your support. It truly is appreciated. You guys are awesome. I've already finished Sunday's video, all right? So all I have to do is edit it and put it up so that we can premiere it on Sunday. So I guess I'll see you guys on Sunday. I am working on another video that I'll probably have up for Saturday, all right? So I've been trying to keep busy and trying to give you guys some stuff that I do on a regular basis. The video that I'm putting up for Saturday is going to be a cooking video, and I think you guys will like it because it's one of my favorite recipes. I know I say that a lot about a lot of the things I cook, but this one really is. I just thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make that because that sounds really good for Saturday. So I'm going to make it on Friday and put it up for you guys on Saturday. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Have a great day today. Have a great Friday, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.